Okay, 7 o'clock, we can call the meeting to order. And first item up is the agenda. Is there anything emergent that needs to be added? Seeing none. Somebody like to move as adopted? James? Questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then first item, accounts payable for information.
I'll move those for
Jim?
information.
Questions or concerns?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So in here, there's a bunch of line items for conference travel. They're all $660. And then there's one that's $60. Is that a typo or?
No, that's probably one of those because they didn't get mileage or anything because they took a town truck.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that there wasn't just a numerical error.
No. Most of the other ones would be counselors that drove up there.
Yeah. Well, no, I figured, but 660 and then 60,
Yeah.
it seemed like maybe someone just
Somebody
missed
lost a
6.
0. Well, that one would be Mike's then.
Just wanted to make sure the record was clear.
Okay. Is that what you're seeing, Mike? Is the very small one staff?
Do you want me to give you the number?
No, there should be another one in
This one's EFT
Yeah.
6237? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Chris?
EFT 6264, Burt's Vacuum and Equipment Rental. Hand towel, bath tissue, and garbage bags for $3,200.
That's a lot of toilet paper.
It's
I
to
hope so.
No, it's not just that. That's just what it was abbreviated. It was all their stock for their supplies for each facilities.
For how
Like
long?
the
Arena, RCMP,
For a year?
I believe so, but I can check into
No,
it.
that's okay.
It could
I
be
mean,
for the
we-
it
believe
could
so,
be for the
that's good.
quarter, so I will check into it. I'll get back to you.
That's okay.
We buy
That's
the
still a lot of
RCMP's
toilet
toilet
It is a
paper.
lot of toilet
That's a
paper.
lot of toilet paper. That's
They are
a
getting
lot.
the Charmin.
Okay, well, is your question answered?
We should get them bidets and save on the toilet paper.
I'm not going there.
You can get them on
Any
it.
other questions? Of AP? Seeing none. All in favor? Information? Opposed? That is carried. And then the cash and investment summary for information.
Sure.
Matt? Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That is carried. And then budget report for information.
I'll move for information.
James? Questions or concerns? 75% through the year? There was enough money to fix the bottom end of Mitchell and Broadway, but alas.
Huh?
The swale that crosses
Oh.
Mitchell Street.
Oh,
And I saw there was some money left over in patching.
I see what you're saying.
Anyway. Does anybody have any questions on any of the items? There were some things on Facebook last night that I couldn't find to verify. It had to do with administrative salaries and how you were way over already.
Well, that's old news. That was
Oh.
2022.
Oh my gosh, I thought maybe he read this.
No, that
Okay.
was 2022.
Okay.
62% or something like that?
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't get into it, I just, oh. Well, no, I don't comment, so it's nothing to do with me. I read them, I don't comment on
Yeah,
them.
no, that was
I do, but not,
That was 2022 and nobody asked a question about it, and so
oh, okay, sorry.
we're hiding.
I misread.
Oh, did
I
I
was
say
so
that
upset
live?
about my tree.
Sorry, Shannon.
Anyway, any questions on budget? All in favor of receiving information? Opposed? That's carried. All right. Now we're moving right along to number 2. We have a delegation. We have the Redcliff Public Library budget, and Robyn is presenting.
Oh, I have questions about this budget.
Wait till she gives her spiel first.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Kilpatrick, councillors, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Robyn Orthner. I currently hold the position of board chair for the town of Redcliff Public Library. I'm entering into my 3rd term as board chair, and again I have the pleasure of presenting to you, mayor and councillors, on behalf of the board, the town of Redcliff Public Library, our approved 2024 fiscal year budget. Within your package of information, you should have a copy of our budget for 2024, as well as prior year budget requests with comparisons to our actual financial results. As you can clearly see, we have been very good stewards of the funds entrusted to us by furthering the programming offered by the library that supports this great community that we live in. Our ask for this year is a meager 2.5% increase from 2023, or $4,640. This year especially, we anticipate that our cost to keep the doors open and the lights on will be one of the biggest increases from prior years. We know that Shortgrass Library System, the umbrella under which the town of Redcliff Public Library operates, has not asked for a significant funding increase, and thus there would be funds within your budget that could be allocated to the town of Redcliff Public Library to further the programming and services it offers to this great town. We are thankful for the support you have given to the library in the past, and we need your support to continue. Libraries are community centers that cut across all ages. They are the only common place that serve the population from cradle to grave. To close, I'd like to quote Henry Ward Beecher, who said, "A library is not a luxury, but one of the necessities of life." Questions?
I don't know if it's more a question or a comment, but
Sure.
I did see that you guys increased your utility budget.
Yes.
Now, the city just voted last week to actually cap utilities at lower than what this year was for the remainder of 2024. So, I'm just wondering if the utilities might, because like when I look at your actuals compared to your budget, looks like you guys are probably gonna come out pretty close to right on par. Number one, if the utility increase was gonna be that drastic, and 2, I see you had a line item in here for almost $9,000 for capital furniture, and I was just curious, I guess, what you guys planned on
For sure.
investing that in.
So for your first question, our budget was done up prior to the city's announcement.
That's fair. Yeah.
And my understanding of the city's announcement is that is only for electricity. So we, I do believe, locked in our gas for a year at the price.
Yeah.
But it's still gonna be significant if we get a cold winter like it's being projected,
Okay.
right? And to keep the heat on and our patrons and non-patrons comfortable in the library, it's gonna cost money.
I'll stop, keep their winter coats on.
I would love to, but, yeah.
Burning books isn't an option, I guess.
No.
But,
It's illegal.
so on that, it is, yeah. So on that note though, if it's in the summertime though, you should be having some cost savings on utilities then.
Yes, as long as the city keeps up with their plan to keep that electric.
And it looks like they
price.
probably will, but nothing written in stone yet.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so right,
And you
so
got a
we're
budget for,
budgeting for the worst case scenario, as
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are doing for your establishments, buildings that you need to pay utilities on, right?
so now, maybe I'm not privy and maybe I should be, but, any budget, overages, obviously stays in your guys' coffers. What balance is your bank account? Is that our knowledge?
It would be on the financial information that we report to you on a monthly basis. and on the year ends that would have landed with you guys. I do believe last month you saw our year ends from the previous year.
Okay, I don't remember seeing that particular.
Robyn, we don't get monthly finances. We
You
get,
don't?
you get your we get your meeting minutes, that's
I
it, that's
thought I
all.
saw it on your, that you got a
We
copy
got-
of the annuals.
We got a copy of the annual at our last meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the only one.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. My apologies.
Yeah,
I
we
thought you
don't
got
get them
one
through the
sent.
year. We did get that one and then we get this one, yeah.
So we do have a bit of a balance right now because we have been frugal at times with the money that's given to us. But at the same time, that money is invested back into that library, whether it's through additional programming that's offered. We've increased our summer reading program this last year, whether it's making improvements to the library for the bookshelves, for the equipment, for the Wi-Fi, whatever is needed to help support the community and our patrons.
I think I cut your answer off a little bit with James there, the furniture.
Yes, so that basically there will be a revenue line for that as well, funding for capital expenditures for $8,400. So we do go out to the community and try and find donors who will help sponsor investments in furniture. One of the upgrades we do need to do this time is to some more portable bookshelves for the kids area. It makes it a lot easier for us to have various programming within that library when those shelves aren't like absolutely heavy as heck on the floor and can't be moved and can't expand that space for kids programming and other programming that the library may do. So we do have reserves that should we not get the donations and or grants that we apply for to cover that we will leverage this year if we need.
I guess one last question for me, the $10,000 in your salaries, is that due to your current change in agreement?
Yes.
Very fence walking of you, James.
Well, I wasn't sure
What can be said?
live. Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't think that's a secret.
No, it is a public
It is what it
document now
is.
that
Oh,
has been
well, I wasn't sure if it had been
signed
signed
off.
yet or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
finally signed that off here just this past month.
Oh,
I think I was the holdup on it because I wasn't here.
okay. So your union agreement is?
Yes,
the-
our union agreement is done and in place.
Okay. And that accounts for the $10,000 in salary, Jim? Okay.
If you just got a few more photocopiers, you could make enough.
You know what, it's surprising how much goes through that photocopier.
I was surprised,
And we
yeah.
upgraded the photocopier, so it is cheaper to operate, but it's still, the demand for that machine and what people use it for is unbelievable.
What do people use it for? Like resumes is the only thing I can think
All sorts
of.
of tax forms, resumes,
Okay, yeah.
applications for all sorts of government documents that need doing and updating. I photocopy stuff out of magazines all the time, so I take it to them to do for me.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what, I sat in the library on Saturday, I went to Lego with my son. That room for Lego was full, absolutely full. There was at least a dozen kids in there, if not more, and probably 6 adults. And like, it was almost noisy, which is, I love it, right?
It's a library, they shouldn't be noisy.
No, it's allowed now.
But it's a
Yeah.
good, it's a good
Allowed, no
balance.
pun intended?
And then just people coming in and getting books and asking questions and, you know, you go in the parking lot, well, you see people out there in their cars using that free Wi-Fi, right? That's the only place in this town where there is free Wi-Fi, is at the
Oh,
library.
you shut it off at night though.
We do, because
The bikes.
the bikes, right? And that's the one sad part is that we've had to expend the money this last year to put those cameras in to protect not only your building,
Yeah.
but our assets outside that building.
It's a shame that it's.
It is a
necessary.
shame. And I'm sorry we're seeing it more and more in this town where we're gonna have to start watching those cameras.
Yeah, it's not
You
just
do
the
have
library too.
questionable individual, like, I sat across from an individual who walks in with a backpack and his life is in his backpack. Right? But he sat in there, it was a warm place, he could help himself to the hot water and make his own coffee and just use the services that are there. And there's gonna be more and more of that coming up. So we do need the funding in order to keep our doors open and especially support that part of our population. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox.
Well, I do have my oldest daughter is quite a nerd and she's constantly ordering books. I do like
Love
you
it.
guys do have an amazing service there where, she comes up with these obscure things that she wants to read and most times they're able to track them down for her.
Or
so.
we order them, like,
Yeah.
we actually purchase them for her, right? Yeah.
It is a valuable resource.
And there's a lot of people that actually come out of Medicine Hat to use our library, to order their books and have them dropped off in Redcliff for them to pick up. Because they find it way more convenient to get to and
Well, it sounds like
made
Medicine
way
Hat
more
City needs a
safe.
budget request.
to, right? So. Any other questions?
It's the safety because of the homeless people at the library in Medicine Hat.
It's very busy there.
No, yeah.
They tried to do some things just recently to try to, well, they're talking building a facility for them almost.
There's a lot of transient population in the downtown of Medicine Hat Mountains.
You said that there was more and more in Redcliff, and you're absolutely right as well.
Yeah. So we do what we can to help them. Right, there's free water there, they do have access to the coffee machine, or like I said, if they need to make a coffee, it's there.
So does anybody else have any questions of Robyn? None? Nobody made a motion.
For information.
Okay. So we'll probably just table this till budget discussions too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that we're
Okay.
looking
Thank
for here.
you.
Information
Thank
at
you all.
table.
Thank
budget.
you.
Okay, thanks,
Thanks,
Robyn.
Robyn.
Thanks.
Is the motion to receive for information and defer to budget?
And defer to budget, yeah. Table to budget, or we'll discuss at budget, you know. Whatever Chris said.
Defer to budget?
Just-
Discussions?
Just write something.
Okay. Moving on.
We're gonna vote on that motion?
No. All in favor? Opposed? That was annoying.
No, Shannon and I sat in your chair when we had the kids here and I kept stuffing my toe on that thing under the desk.
Council minutes for adoption.
I'll move for adoption.
James? Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That's carried. And then Family and Community Support Services Board for information.
I'll move that for information.
James? Any questions or concerns? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. And then bylaw number 1958/2023 being the business license bylaw here for third reading with amendments that we talked about at the last meeting.
I'll move that.
Jim? Any questions or concerns?
You know, I asked a cannabis retailer in town if they have to provide an employee list to the AGLC and she said no.
Okay, so they quit doing that altogether?
No, things were tighter when cannabis was first coming out, and as we said that.
She also didn't know that this bylaw existed.
Yeah, I believe that. But when we first made our cannabis rules for the town, we did err on the side of being more strict for erring on the side of caution, with the intent to probably loosen them up later on, so this is just one of those things. And what were you doing at the cannabis place?
She works for us.
Oh, okay. That was before the meeting.
You came carrying your little bag.
Does anybody have any questions or concerns on the bylaw? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That's carried. And then request for decision, cement sidewalk request, 2nd Street Northeast.
Need a positive motion for this, right?
Well, yeah,
Is
sure.
number 4 a positive motion?
Number 4 is a very positive motion.
I will move number 4.
Okay, you're receiving for information?
Yep.
Yeah, that's, see, why would that not be positive?
Well, I don't know, Shannon gets mad at me sometimes.
Okay. James, number 4. Does anybody have any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? That's carried. And then moving on to other, we have garbage collection route changes.
Option 1.
Matt, number 1. Does anybody have any questions or concerns? Go ahead, Chris.
I do. So is the first graph, is that the current one?
That's current, I believe.
That's current, and then
That one
this is the proposed change.
Yeah.
So that means my area would be changing. And I thought it said in here that there would be
Yeah,
no residential changes.
they claim all the bins are gonna be picked up on Tuesday, but yet they're all over the place, so I don't know.
No, do you have rollout?
Yes.
No rollouts will be affected.
Right.
According to this, it will be.
Yeah,
Right.
I see
'Cause
that,
he
and
lives
we're
in
gonna have to
Jasmine.
change it.
Sorry, say that
There's a
again?
mistake on the map.
There's a mistake on
I
that.
do believe so. I was told by our current garbage collector that no rollouts or industrial would be affected.
Okay.
So I will talk with our GIS technician to get that corrected on the map before we put it out.
So I know you wanna get this going for, I think, the 30th, but can we really approve it if it's a mistaken map?
We can come back with it.
It's just here for information.
Right, never mind. Not looking for our approval, you don't need our approval on this. It's my second term.
Most votes, everybody.
Yeah, that's 'cause he had a little stand outside with Kool-Aid,
It worked.
obviously. Okay. That move number 1. Any other questions or concerns?
It's good.
All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. And then Livebarn broadcast streaming at Rectangle Arena Internet Service Update for info. Larry?
I move we receive for information.
Okay.
Riley Slosher got a hold of me, and he's the one that proposed that we do this. And he says, I don't expect the town to pay that much money or even near that much money. He said in other places around the province that they just upgraded their router and got a better service from TELUS. I know we already looked at that, but he wanted me to pass that along.
Yeah, that's the issue we're facing is the service itself is lacking.
Yeah. And we can't get a better service because of our infrastructure in the building.
Well, we're probably on a copper line coming in.
Oh, I think, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it can't be
Well,
set up.
I don't think they have cable TV in there, so it's probably old phone line, yeah.
So
And
these,
this thing, I don't know.
yeah, that looks expensive too.
I was,
How's the Wi-Fi at the library?
It is fabulous because we're on.
Supernet.
They're on Supernet.
Yeah. And we can't touch that, can we?
it was an idea that we floated around this morning. Obviously, we'd have to work with the library, but if they're on SuperNet, if we could share that speed, that's all we would need because there is direct line of sight across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Could you balance it somehow?
Well, in here, there's talk about antennas,
Radio
and they just
transmitters.
need line of sight.
Can I make my budget request conditional?
You
That's
can
it.
do anything.
You
That's
can
smart.
always ask.
It might be an option, 'cause it is fast.
Yeah.
It doesn't slow down the more people that are on
Well,
it.
plus you got, everybody just got expanded too about 4 years ago, right? Like tenfold of what they used to have. So there is a large amount there.
Yeah, so I've reached out to IT to see if that would be another option, because it's not our building, the fire hall might be another option if they could get a higher speed and we,
Well, and the fire hall used to have an old antenna, like a mast, but I don't even know if it's still up anymore. Probably got taken down for safety reasons.
but we're looking at other options, cause everything else so far seems to be too expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, so receiving this for information, it's not
Yeah.
putting it to bed, it's just,
They're still looking
Information.
at
Yeah,
cheaper alternatives and,
okay.
because it was deferred in the last meeting to bring forward, and we got some quotes, so we're just still working on it.
Okay, very well.
Larry just moved that we received the information. More to come, maybe? Any other questions, concerns? All in favor? Opposed? That's carried. And
That
then,
didn't count.
Okay.
important dates.
Sure.
Wow.
Do we have a location for the meeting?
Just, that's why it says TDB.
Well, I know,
It's
but
security.
TBD.
TBD.
it's, oh,
TBD.
Yeah. His worship will be there,
Tuberculosis.
so we need to be careful.
we really do need to be
Snipers.
careful if he's showing up.
Yeah,
Well, it's just, it's complicated, right?
could be two birds, one stone.
Yeah, well, I don't stand beside her, so I'm okay.
2 birds and get stoned.
Well,
Is
We're
there
gonna
any
have
other
the-
dates people know about that aren't on here?
New York Rangers colors on the red and blue.
Remembrance Day isn't on here.
oh, I don't remember.
That's a Saturday.
Yes.
I haven't heard all the
What day is
announcements.
town hall? Oh, they're taking Mondays.
Yeah.
I didn't read that.
I know the Legion is trying to do some planning on it, but I don't know what all they've got lined up.
Something in the super hot gym at Parkside?
Probably,
Too bad we don't have the new gym yet.
they wouldn't want us in the new gym.
What do you
Might
got
get
against the
floor
old gym?
dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you got against the old gym?
Some things need to be retired every once in a while.
Okay. All in favor of receiving the dates for information? Opposed? That's carried. Do we need a recess?
No, we didn't even,
You didn't even get warmed up?
no.
Oh. Okay. Would somebody like to move us into closed? James?
We adjourned.
Yep.
Let us get the doors open.
Bonnie has her hand up.
I'm just trying to get.
Maybe she's just trying to get circulation.
Adjourn online.
We're live.
Okay, I move adjournment.
Jim moves adjournment.
2 in a row, Jim.
No, that's the first one in.
Matt did.
You-
No, no, he
Sounded-
moved us back to open
Yeah.
and adjournment.
Oh,
Yeah, 2 motions,
All in favor?
motion, should have voted it down.
Opposed?